whole thing wasn't the night sky. I was looking at the fire out the hills outside of town.
All right, we'll call to order the State of Nevada Board of Examiners meeting scheduled for today, August 11th, 2026, time being 10 a.m. And we will start with the roll call.
Governor Lombardo,
Here.
Attorney General Ford,
Here.
Secretary Aguilar.
Here.
Let the record reflect we have a quorum.
All right, we'll move to the first opportunity for public comment. No action may be taken upon a matter raised under the public comment period unless the matter itself has been specifically included on the agenda as an action item. We will impose a 3-minute time limit. And is there any public comment there in Carson City?
No, sir.
Do you have anybody here in Las Vegas wishing to speak? Anybody waiting on the phone or online?
We don't have anybody on the phone.
Right, close public comment. Move to agenda item number 3, approval of the July 14th, 2026 meeting minutes for possible actions. Any questions, concerns, deletions, additions? If not, I'll entertain a motion for approval.
So moved. Cisco.
All right, we have a motion for approval. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. We'll move to agenda item number 4, state vehicle purchases for possible action. Ms. Rennemeyer.
Pursuant to NRS 334.010 and SAM 0304, no state vehicles may be purchased without prior written consent of the State Board of Examiners. The first request is from the Department of Veteran Services. The department requests approval to purchase one vehicle for a total amount not to exceed $65,979. The next request is from the Department of Wildlife. The department requests approval to purchase 4 vehicles for a total amount not to exceed $261,182. Are there any questions on any of these items?
Do you have any questions?
No questions. Motion to approve. Cisco.
We have a motion for approval. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Move on to agenda item number 5, authorization to contract with a current and/or former state employee for possible action. Ms. Krennemeyer.
The first request is from the Department of Motor Vehicles. The department requests to contract with a former employee, Antino Lea, to provide project management functions and support critical information security for the department's ongoing modernization initiatives through a statewide contract with Knowledge Services. The next request is from the Department of Veteran Services. The department requests to contract with a former employee, Cheryl Sundahl, to provide assistance with grants management for rural health programming. I would note the contractor has been revised from Marathon Staffing Group Incorporated to HAT Limited Partnership DBA Manpower. The next request is from the State Department of Conservation and Natural Resources Director's Office. The department requests to contract with former employee Richard Jacobs to provide subject matter expertise in budget and grant management for the Nevada Water Conservation and Infrastructure Initiative through a statewide contract with Manpower. Are there any questions on any of these items?
Any questions?
Questions. Motion to approve items 5A, B, and C. Cisco.
All right, we have a motion for approval. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. We move on to agenda item number 6, request for approval of sale or lease of state lands pursuant to NRS 321-335 for possible action. Ms. Granmar.
This request is from the State Department of Conservation and Natural Resources, Division of State Lands. Pursuant to NRS 321.335, subsection 2, the State Land Register has determined the following state-owned properties are no longer needed for public purpose. Henderson DMV, 1339 American Pacific Drive, Las Vegas. Human Resources Complex, 620 Belrose Street, Las Vegas. future 50-bed forensic facility near the corner of Ann and Sloan in North Las Vegas. Former National Guard Armory, 2525 through 2601 South Carson Street, Carson City. Are there any questions on this item?
No questions. Motion to approve item number 6. Do I have to list A, B, C, and D?
I think it's one item.
Okay. Motion to approve item number 6. Cisco.
All right, we have a motion for approval. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Motion passed. Move to agenda item number 7, request for a recommendation of approval to the interim finance committee for an allocation amount from the contingency account for possible action. And let's take those separately, Ms. Quinnemeyer.
The first request is from the Department of Corrections, High Desert State Prison. The department requests a recommendation for approval to the Interim Finance Committee for an allocation of $4,074,873 from the Interim Finance Committee contingency account to fund a shortfall in High Desert State Prison due to the overtime usage for shift and medical transport coverage. Are there any questions on this item?
We have the director here. Any board member questions?
I'm here.
Cisco?
No questions.
I'll entertain a motion.
Move approval of 7A.
All right, we have a motion for approval. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Motion passes. 7B,
This request is from the Department of Human Services, Division of Public and Behavioral Health. The department requests a recommendation for approval to the Interim Finance Committee for an allocation of $731,000 from the Interim Finance Committee contingency account to fund an unanticipated shortfall at Lakes Crossing Center due to the sanctions imposed by the Second Judicial Court in Washoe County. Are there any questions on this item?
No questions.
motion.
Motion to approve 7B. Cisco.
All right, we have a motion for approval. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passed. 7C,
This request is from the Department of Indigent Defense Services. The department requests a recommendation for approval to the Interim Finance Committee for an allocation of $4,289,553 from the Interim Finance Committee contingency account to reimburse counties for indigent defense services. Are there any questions on this item?
I'm here.
No. Motion to approve 7C.
all right, we have a motion for approval. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Very well. Motion passes. Move on to agenda item number 8, approval of proposed contracts.
There are 37 contracts under this agenda item. Are there any questions on any of these?
Any questions?
No questions. Motion to approve item number 8, 1 through
37.
1 through 37. Cisco.
All right, we have a motion for approval. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. All right, we'll move on to agenda item number 9, approval of proposed master service agreements for possible action.
There are 2 master service agreements under this agenda item. Are there any questions on these 2?
Any questions?
No questions. Motion to approve item number 9, 1 and 2.
We have a motion for approval. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. All right, moving on to item 10, information item, clerk of the board contracts.
There are 80 contracts within the threshold of $10,000 to $99,999 that were approved by the clerk of the board from June 13th, 2026 through July 10th, 2026. This item is informational. Are there any questions on any of these items?
Any questions?
No questions.
Moving on to agenda item number 11, information item reports.
There are 2 reports under this agenda item. The first report is from the Governor's Finance Office Budget Division pursuant to NRS 353. The division presents a reconciled fund balance report of the following accounts as of July 15, 2026. Please note the meeting materials include specific amounts while the approximate balances are as follows. Tort claim fund is $250,000. Statutory contingency account is $1.8 million. Sale claims account is $1.4 million. Emergency account is $398,000. Disaster relief account, $16.7 million. IFC contingency unrestricted general fund is $40.3 million. IFC contingency unrestricted highway fund is $1.6 million. IFC contingency restricted general fund is $102.8 million. IFC contingency restricted highway fund is $6.9 million. And extradition coordinator is $349,000. This item is informational. Is there any questions on this item?
No questions.
No questions here.
Okay, the next item is the Department of Motor Vehicles Complete Streets Program Report pursuant to NRS 482.1825. Subsection 2, the department shall certify to the Board of Examiners the amount of the voluntary contributions collected for each county by the department and its agents, and the money has been distributed as provided in statute. This report covers the period of April 1st, 2026 through June 30th, 2026. This item is also informational. Are there any questions on this item?
Any questions?
No.
No questions. Thank you. All right, second opportunity for public comment. Anybody there in Carson City?
No, sir.
Anybody here in Las Vegas? Anybody want to comment on the speed of the meeting?
Not the process.
Did you break it up?
No.
We've had some faster, but.
11 minutes.
Anybody online or the phone?
No, sir.
All right, I'll entertain a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Cisco. All those in favor? Aye.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Hey, Cisco, did you